didn't know, Lord, you will honor me this way. I didn't know you will honor me this way. I didn't know, Lord, you will honor me this way. Honor me this way. Thank you, my Lord. Hello guys, and welcome back to Comfort Speak. My name is Comfort, and if you're new to this channel, welcome. So today I basically wanted to do a little bit of a testimony on how the year 2019 has gone for me personally. So I was one of those people that really anticipated this year to be one of those great, amazing years, because I remember how tough 2018 was, and leading up to the end of 2018 I sort of had a bit of a revelation on what 2019 would be about, and I wrote a piece about this on my blog. So if you've not checked that out, then I'll put the link in the description box and you can go have a look at the blog post. So anyways, I was sort of so excited for 2019, like, you know, I've got all these plans, things I want to do, life is all going to be great, right? Little did I know that, you know, not how did I say that saying, even the best laid plans often go weary. And this is a quote from Of Mice and Men. Shout out to English literature GCSE days. Anyways, at the end of 2018 I started a new job back in Leicester, and then towards the end of that year I had to move back to Coventry. So I spent the whole of January just commuting back and forth, taking the bus from Coventry to Leicester. And boy, was it tough. So I made the decision to literally quit my job on the 31st. And in my head, I don't know what I was thinking when I did this, but I was like, oh, do you know what? You know, God is faithful. Everything is going to plan. I've got all these amazing things I want to do. I'm going to easily find a new job in Coventry or Warwick or something. So I told my manager literally 2 weeks before that I'm going to have to quit because the commuting was too bad and I just couldn't do it anymore. And here I was, jobless. And at first it didn't really hit me because up until that time I was really stressed. So I think a part of me was just relieved to get a break from it all. So I spent the whole of February just, you know, re-strategizing and just like chilling out a bit, meeting up with friends, catching up on things that I've missed out on. And then eventually along the lines I was like, okay, cool, so I need to start looking for a new job. And then around that time, me and my friends were like, there's some little business plans that I had, that I wanted to start a business, and there's just so many things that I wanted to do at the in 2019. But I guess now looking back at it, I just wasn't very organized with it, and I didn't have like clear plan or a clear focus. Like I wanted to do bits and bits of everything. To cut the long story short, guys, I spent from literally February up until the summer, yeah, just a mess really. First of all, it came to me as a big shock when I was applying for jobs. Initially, it wasn't even jobs that I was interested in, and when I found ones that I could apply to, a lot of them wanted a higher level qualification than I had, and my experience just wasn't good enough. And so again, I was like, okay, maybe I should try teaching. So eventually, I think it was March, I signed up to like a teaching assistant agency, and luckily I signed up to maybe 3 or 4 of those, and they started giving me jobs, which was good. However, the problem with that job is like it wasn't guaranteed, so you have to literally wait on the day and just wait for a phone call to tell you, oh, which school has that shortage of teachers, and then you would go and take the lesson. So I was pretty much like a cover supervisor or teaching assistant, as some people might call it. And I enjoyed that for a bit, but I went to some really tough schools, and it was just like, okay, maybe I'm not so great at this. And then depression started, you know, seeping in, and, you know, me not believing in myself, and then just having that doubt that, okay, I can't do this. And so I just kept, because, I didn't mention this earlier, but the reason why I decided to go into teaching was because I was tutoring on the side. So even whilst I had my full-time job, I was always tutoring. I've been tutoring for the past 3-4 years now. So I was like, okay, do you know what, maybe I should just do a teaching qualification, and for me to apply for the PGC I needed some teaching experience, so hence why I decided to apply to those schools. So it was really devastating when I realized that I wasn't as good as I wanted to be. Like tutoring is so different to teaching, like, you know, I prefer that one-on-one rather than having an all class, because then you've got you know, kudos to teachers, because you've got things like class management. You have to manage the behavior of the kids, and a lot of these kids are just so spoiled and they just don't listen. And I'm the kind of person with my personality, it's not very easy for me to be loud, and so I really struggled a little bit with the teaching. And I remember one student said to me, "Oh, miss, I don't think you should consider, you know, secondary school teaching. Maybe you should consider primary school." And I was just like, wow. Maybe you're right. So that was how I sort of, you know, lost that confidence in teaching. But eventually I still had to do something because no job was coming for me. So I still kept at it up until I would say, I think it was May, June. So along the way I traveled to Nigeria in April, and I came back and I was still doing this job. But honestly, you guys, this period I was at my low. My friends could testify. I wouldn't pick anyone's phone call. Like, I was literally in ghost mode. I just didn't want to see anybody. I kept seeing all these people on social media and they were just excelling in their careers, and I was like, what is wrong with me? You know, I used to be this intelligent girl at school that everyone thought, you know, she was going to do amazing things, she was going to be a doctor, and here I am even struggling with a teaching assistant role that doesn't even pay that well as well. So it was really a big struggle for me. And I remember just, you know, crying and just sad really, and I couldn't even pray as much because I just felt disappointed, and I felt like God wasn't really, I know he listened, but I just didn't really feel connected to him. Like, it felt really distant from me. And you know, eventually I sort of reduced my church activities as well, so I wouldn't even feel like going to church. And because every time I go to church, people can see that something is wrong, and then they would always ask me, "Oh, what's wrong with you, Comfort?" And I remember even my pastor then was trying to help me find a job, and it was just a whole lot, but I wasn't really feeling it. Now let's fast forward to July. Alongside, I just kept looking, and you know, up until July, I remember the schools were now going on holiday, so I needed something else because I then decided that I wasn't going to do PGC anymore, so I needed to find a new job. And I found these roles on job.ac.uk, so I applied for this careers progression role at University of Wolverhampton. And I got through to the interview, and I was like, wow, okay, girl. And at the same time, I applied for another job at Birmingham. I think it was Birmingham University or Aston Uni. I can't remember which one of those it was again. And then I got through to the interview as well, and I was like, okay. So along came the first interview, and I went for I remember I had to do a presentation in the actual interview. And I was so gassed, you guys. Like, I remember around that time I had like 3 interviews lined up, and I was just so excited. But the Wolverhampton role, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to get this job. I'm going to move to Wolverhampton. It's all going to be great. To my saddest disappointment, it was a no. It was a rejection after the interview. And when I asked them for feedback, they were like, you know, we felt that you did really well at the interview, but maybe your presentation wasn't so great. And I just thought, okay, so what do I do now? Because, you know, I didn't have any other jobs. But thankfully, I can't. This is where the real testimony started. The same day I got the rejection from Wolverhampton, I just said, you know what, let me just search again. And then I just saw this role, you know, it was being advertised at University of Warwick, which is very close to Coventry, by the way. And that same day was the deadline of that role. So I was like, do you know what? I looked at the person's face, I said, this is a perfect role. So, let me just apply. You never know what would happen. So I just, you know, put together my CV and my cover letter and stuff, and I just sent it off. Literally within, I think it was probably like a week or so, I got a response back. You know, we would like to invite you for interview. And I was like, say what? And then this same time I had the interview at Aston as well, but I had to decline that one so I could go to the Warwick one. And that was how God just did it. And I remember going to the interview. I was one of the last people to be interviewed for the role. And the guy said to me, my now manager, he was like, oh, we'll get back to you, you know, within a week or so, or the next few days. But that same day, he called me like, we would like to offer you this position. I was like, you're kidding. No, wait. You're joking. I was like, no, we really loved, you know, the way you came across at the interview. When we gave you the CV workshop, the activities, you did really well. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord Jesus. And guys, that was how I started at Warwick Uni. And honestly, it's been amazing. Like, I've been doing this role, the role that I'm doing right now, since August, and it's just been phenomenal. Like the way I get to help students on their job applications, and you know, the interactions I get, and the way they're so appreciative of what you do for them, it's just so motivating, and it's really it keeps me in check, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to do what I do every day. And I'm really thankful because I know, and working at Warwick, if you're in the UK, you know the reputation of Warwick Uni. Like, it's not easy to get a job there, or to even go to that uni as a student. So I was wonderfully pleased, and yeah, so that was my big testimony of the year. But it didn't even stop there. And the second big testimony would be, you know, my driving. I was trying to pass my test and get a car, because again, commuting to Warwick from where I live was like an hour and a half or 2 hours on some days journey. So I started doing my lessons, and eventually I took my test, and I failed the first time. It was something so minor as well, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to pass first time, blah 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 blah. And I remember, I think it was around that period, my younger sister, she was like, guys, we need to pray as a family. So we all went to my mom's place, and we did a prayer session, and we all said what we wanted for the rest of the year. And literally, like, within a few weeks, I booked my test again for October, and guess who passed? I'll never forget that day. It's like the day before my dad's birthday, I took my test, and I was like, wow. And that same October month, like, so many blessings were just coming left and right from my whole family. Like, it was such an amazing month. And then to top it all off, in November, I was able to save enough to get a car of my dreams. Like, I didn't think I would be able to get like a new car, and yeah, when I got it, I was just like, okay, comfort. Now, pretty much all you've asked for this year, you've got it. And I don't know what I did to deserve it from God. I'm just so thankful, and the way He brought me out of like that depressing mode, and me just feeling like lacking that self-belief in myself, and just looking down on my abilities, it's a really true testament to the way God loves His children. And I just felt inspired to share this with you guys, because I know so many people out there, they're suffering in silence, and sometimes we compare ourselves to, you know, what we see on social media, or even within our own family and our friends, and you know, we're like, oh, why is, you know, my sister, my brother is doing well, why am I not, you know, doing the same? And it's very easy to start, you know, listening to all these negative voices in our heads, and before we know it, we just, you know, we're not moving forward. So I've made in my like, going forward, I've made it intentional that, you know what, I'm gonna affirm positive things into my life, and I'm gonna speak positive things into my life, and I'm gonna write them down as well, because I truly believe in the power of writing things down. And you know, I've been doing New Year's resolution for almost a decade now, and guys, literally at least 80% of everything I write down always come to pass before the end of that year. So I truly believe, and you know, things like this you can find in the Bible as well, which, as you know, I'm a Christian, so I try to live, you know, by the word, and so far so great. So that's pretty much it. There's so many more testimonies I could share with you guys. Maybe another time. I really want to do like a podcast series of testimonies with, you know, some of my families and some of my friends as well, and hopefully I'll be able to do more of this as time goes on. So I'll shut up with the rambling now, and I would see you guys in my next video.